and die situation somewhere, I feel. Today we don't fight in the society for education, then who will fight? As women, how vulnerable we stand in the society, and that makes us more united to come out forcefully inside the society to break this patriarchal norm that always male leaders will be leading us. Kerala government, state government, which first brought the resolution in the assembly against CA, NRC and in PR. We don't tend to look at our youth as citizens. We are always treated as kids. When politics is deciding our everyday life, we should choose what our politics should be. Then what is the Gujarat model for? If it is not able to show that kind of model to the US president, why so shame? This fight of secularism and the burden of secularism is not only on the Muslims, it's on every citizen. To divert the situation from the country's problem, they will always bring an internal enemy. It has been JNU for some times, it has been Jamia for some times, now it's the Shine Bagh women, it's the Muslims at the end of the day.
Today we have here with us is Aishe Ghosh, who became the face of major protest that is happening in India, who became the face of the student movements that is happening in India. So let's hear from her about her viewpoints, her perception on the current political scenario in India, regarding CA and also about JNU, what is happening there. So welcome to the interview. So the first question I want to ask is, all the political movements that is happening, be it in Shaheen Bagh against CA and NRC, or whether in JNU, or the protests led by Jamia students, and worldwide also Greta or any other, we are seeing female leaders in the forefront of political movement, which is not an everyday scene. So how do you see this, this kind of a growth that is happening, where women are getting space, not just getting space, they are taking the leadership and leading the protest. So how do you see it?
Actually, what would I say, ki the country or in the whole world, there's a kind of oppression that is going on. Obviously, with the right-wing shifts, we are seeing there has been major fund cuts, whether it's for the students, there have been employment issues, whether it's for the youth or different issues. Specifically, if I talk about India, it's the marginalized section who is facing the major brunt of all the issues that are happening at this moment. And because a kind of oppression is happening, resistance is also been shown by those communities which have already fought against such kind of oppression. And that is why I feel that women are leading in the forefront, because they know that such policies are going to affect them, because being from the vulnerable community and from the marginalized community tomorrow, if such policies are implemented in our country. And that is why at this critical juncture we see how women are in the forefront, because exactly if we compare, we saw in the independence struggle how people were talking about the independence struggle, but it took women to come out in the battlefield to fight out the Britishers. And I exactly feel it's the same kind of thing happening at this moment, when the women are leading it, knowing that if such policies are implemented tomorrow in the society, it's no more, it's the women who are going to getting affected the first, and specifically the marginalized section.
Do you think the current society is more accepting towards these women leaders who are it's not like some parties organizing things, there are organically some movements are happening, people are gathering and women are leading it. Is the society is more acceptable towards this women leaders? How do you see it?
I feel that women are also somewhere made space in the society. It's not always that the society has given us space, it's like we had to make our own space. I see it in that way. And one thing I feel that why so many women is the solidarity that we are giving to each other. One woman coming out in one university, giving inspiration to the other university women that okay, if these people come out as women, we also come out in solidarity, in sisterhood, in friendship and everything. And that is the best part of being as a community, as a women, that we stand here each other, despite there are several differences when we see political opinion difference among the women also politically when we are leading. But one thing that we keep ourselves together is that as women, how vulnerable we stand in the society, and that makes us more united to come out forcefully inside the society to break this patriarchal norm that always male leaders will be leading us. That's it, I feel.
So this is one hopeful thing that female leaders is happening. Apart like that, the young leaders are also there in the political front, in the power politics or land forms or anything. Like we have examples like Kannaya from the former JNU president, and Jignesh Mevani is there, Azad is there, Chandrasekhar Azad is there. they are coming to the forefront very fierce, very strong, when other opposition is not taking a good stand. Whether the Congress leaders or anybody, is that they are not taking enough strong stands to oppose whether it's CAA or any other anti-human activities that is happening from the central government. We are seeing hope in these young leaders. So how do you see these young people's grow towards the politics? How they are dealing with this?
I always felt this, and I always feel that the youth only can bring some change. If there is a point when you need actual change within the society, then it's the youth who will bring it, because the youth has dynamic ideas. I feel the youth can challenge the society. We have nothing to lose. What I feel exactly, I will, if I use that term. People might think that I'm more utopian, but that is the truth. Because if today we don't fight in the society for education, then who will fight? Because the ones who are there already settled, they won't fight for what? Because we are there to, we are going to lose a lot in our future. So I see Chandrasekhar, Kanhaiya and all the women, specifically the women who are leading at this moment. It's from the Jamia, from AMU, the amazing women, I see them, seeing that the youth is going to bring a change in this society. I have full confidence in the youth. And why I feel is because this being a youngest democracy, the problem with our country is that we don't tend to look at our youth as citizens. We are always treated as kids who are studying in the university, pampered. We just want to make an opinion in this country that we are youth. Obviously, we are the youth, we are the students. But exactly, we also have that one vote that any other citizen would give. So please start treating us as citizens. Please start treating our needs also as the need of this country. And that is the most remarkable thing we are seeing in the several movement in the past 2-3 years. The youth are having opinion, and I have continuously said this, that the youth can't be any more silent, neutral and not opinionated. The youth can't say no, we want to stay away from politics. When politics is deciding our everyday life, we should choose what our politics should do.
And we are still in Kanhaiya Kumar's, what is happening in towards the Bihar election campaigns and all, he is able to pull a lot of mass, which is other political parties are not able to do so strong. So do you see some, the young leaders are choosing some specific strategies, or is there a difference in their policies towards dealing with the issues in the society?
What I feel is that when we are now talking about the issues, we are able to relate to the mass that there is in front of us, because we also come from among them. I'm not saying that we are the role models, but me and my friends would be discussing the same things that binds us in the emotional time, that okay, we don't have job, or as a woman I don't feel safe. So I totally understand that when if I am given a representation, I will exactly talk about those agonies that I maybe have an indoor discussion with my friends. And that is exactly when I say in the public forum, I am sure that if my friends are able to relate to, if my close peer group, then there will be other mass who will be able to relate to that same issue. If I am talking about job, I know that my immediate circle doesn't have job. That is why we are talking always that we don't have job. And I know there will be lakhs of people, students outside who will not have job. And again, the point that the number of youth in this country is huge. And if we have to appeal for a change, it's the youth who will bring the change. And being the youth student representatives, being in the student representation, it is very important for us to specifically hold those issues which are going to majorly affect the youth of this country at this moment.
So regarding CAA, we are seeing, after a long time, we are seeing nationwide protests, even from the small groups to the bigger parties. Everyone is protesting against the CAA. So, but the central government is not even. They are saying they won't go back an inch back. They are also saying that they also won't do anything to repeal the CAA Act and all. So how do you see in a long run, or how do you see the future of this protest, or in the background of CAA, how do you see the future of India itself as a young person? I mean, we are going to face the aftermath of whether the protest win or lose, or we are going to face it. So how do you see it?
If I see it concretely, that we have to be united at a cost, because I feel that a lot of people coming into this are thinking about the political gains within the movement, and that is something as a youth I feel should be kept aside at this moment, because this fight against CA, NRC and NPR is more of an existential thing, and we should see, like I think so all the youth leaders, whether it's from Jamia, AMU and all, Chandrasekhar, Kanhaiya are doing a tremendous job in their own places. Yesterday the Bharat Bandh which was there, it was successfully done. But you see, what I feel is, if we are united, I think so we can bring a considerable change. It's not that the government saying that we won't move an inch back is going to help, because the government which came out with a certain list of questions of NPR has now decided to go backtrack. It's not, we might not see the inevitable change within 10 days or a month, but it will be. I feel any struggle is never won. Within a month or so, we have to struggle for it, and the struggle should be consistent. It should be looked that we are not in cooperation with this government anymore, because we have not got what we expected from this government. And if we can actually have that commitment as citizens in this country, that yes, we are here to save our constitution, yes, we are here to protect the marginalized section of our community, the minorities, the Muslims, then I think so we will be surely winning this. Because it's a do and die situation somewhere, I feel, because if this gets implemented, we know we will lose a lot of lives. We know what is going to happen, and we don't want the country to go again through that trauma. We don't want the Muslims to go again through that trauma that they have already gone in the past. And exactly this fight of secularism and the burden of secularism is not only on the Muslims, it's on every citizen. If any citizen believes in the basic authors of constitution, everybody should come out on the streets at this moment and tell the government that even that 37% who had voted for BJP, they should tell that we had not voted for you for this reason, that you create a communal divide within the society. So I feel as a young mind also, that it is very important for us at this moment to connect the dot, connect the links and be united at the forefront.
As the mention, you have mentioned that there should be a consistent protest towards this. Do you see, apart from an uprising that happened when the CA was implemented towards, like it's going to be like some months now, so do you see the protests are consistent and like they are keeping up with the spirit against the central government or their policies?
They are. It's not, I wouldn't say that. People might think that when Shaheen Baghs were formed in the first, a huge uproar was there. Many people are thinking that, oh, they are sitting only, what is going. There are issues. If you see yesterday, Kapil Mishra, one of the BJP's leaders, activists, have said that if you don't remove, threaten the Delhi police, if you don't remove the women from Jafrabad and all, I'll see. And it has happened. They have threatened, they have come. Yesterday, Hausrani, one of the places like Shaheen Bagh only, where women were sitting, they were brutally lathi charged. But they are not able to break the spirit. The problem, see, if the government wouldn't have had problem with these many Shaheen Baghs, they wouldn't have bothered. But they are having. Why would they or else want to lathi charge the women and shoo them away? Because if they are not having a problem, they feel that this is a problem. They understand that somewhere the way they were trying to divert the other questions, problems going in the society, is not been they are able to divert, because women are sitting and questioning CA, NRC, NPR as much as they are questioning the economic situation, and that is exactly BJP does every time. To divert the situation from the country's problem, they will always bring an internal enemy. It has been JNU for some times, it has been Jamia for some times, now it's the Shaheen Bagh women, it's the Muslims at the end of the day. So they are trying to continuously divert, and this time they are not successful, because wherever we are going, we are discussing. Everywhere people are convinced that we will talk about CA, NRC, NPR, but we will also talk about the economic situation. We will talk why is the current government spending crores of rupees in building a wall in a state which it was proud of showing in the 2014 election, and now it all lies exposed. Then what is the Gujarat model for if it is not able to show that kind of model to the US president? Why so shame? So these are all the things, and that is exactly what is weakening the government at this moment.
We have to talk about JNU. So fee hike and other things are happening in not just in JNU, other places also. The 2 points I want to ask you is that in an educational institution like JNU, which is like the prime institution, we are seeing goons coming in and like attacking people, and there is no action taken against from the police or Delhi police or anything like that. At the same time, apart from fee hike, a lot of other strategies are implemented from the administration to kill the student spirit and make them only concentrate in academics, to make them stay in the classrooms only. So how do you see, can you explain about these two things?
See, the attack in JNU obviously would have been the first time, because in 50 years we have never seen. But the attack by RSS and BJP in educational institutions is not new, because it's few kilometers away from JNU is the Delhi University, and every year we know how if the left student organizations are going to file nominations, AVP never allows them to file. They tear up the nomination papers and everything. So it's nothing new, like we knew it. But the thing at this moment is that RSS and BJP is trying to somewhere stop people from going to the educational institutions. They don't want fellowships to be there. They don't want the marginalized sections to study, and that is where our fight lies. That why we were fighting for the against the fee hike was that we wanted that education. We always believe that, as Baba Saheb Ambedkar said, that education empowers the marginalized section especially. And being a woman coming from the vulnerable community, my friends who are from the marginalized community, the Dalits, the OBC, Muslims, they know how education empowers them, and we can't snatch away this, and that is our fight at this moment. The RSS will try to change the narrative, they will try, but we have no problem with academics. We are today fighting, we are struggling to study only, and so I don't see a problem in that we will struggle and study together.
The last question, so how do you see as you come to Kerala, you must have also heard about the protests happening in Kerala, so how do you see the protest and the spirit of people in Kerala?
See, first of all, I would like to thank the people of Kerala and the government, because it was the Kerala government, state government, which first brought the resolution in the assembly against CA, NRC and NPR, which actually mobilized a lot and motivated a lot of people in pressurizing their own state assemblies, that their own state assemblies also should bring a resolution like that. And the people's movement in Kerala has always been amazing and I think so inspiring. Whether it was the women's wall, Vanitha Mathil, if you see, when the women were facing oppression in the whole country, it was Kerala women who stood and told that we are not letting this happen in our own state. And if you see the human chain which was formed here on the 26th, it was amazing and inspiring. It shows a different ways of protest, and how the government, a state government, can lead the people, and also how the people also along with the government is showing resistance, that how NPR process won't be allowed in this state, how NRC will obviously not be implemented and CA will not be allowed in the state, and that inspires a lot of states, that inspires also people to force their state governments now to somewhere come into such conclusions. And that is why it's very important to understand and also take solidarities from people of Kerala, and also to get inspired and also take back their politics back to our own spaces, and to also have a similar kind of things in our own spaces.
Okay, thank you so much for giving you time from your very busy schedule.
Thank you.